Hi, Vern Warnke here, your Sheriff Coroner for Merced County. Today I'm with Chief Mike Van Loben Sels. Whew, tongue full there. But anyhow, we're having a conversation today about preparedness and the state of what's going on with CAL FIRE and County Fire here in Merced County. So Chief, talk to me about your staffing woes and what you guys are facing right now.
Sure. First off, pleasure to be here with you. Really look forward to having this conversation. I think I'm going to go from a history standpoint and bring it back a little bit where we are and where we are today. When I started in the fire service back in 1992, working with Merced County, we were 1-0 staffed in all of our fire stations, which at that time was absolutely fantastic because we had such a great group of volunteers through Merced County.
Remember those days?
Yeah, they came in, they were a huge part of the community, and luckily today we still have a small group that is a huge part of the community. But as things have evolved in the state and within the county, the ability to be volunteers and to serve the community the way they have in the past just is not there. So where we are in our staffing challenges right now is the state's came out with a minimum staffing criteria of a minimum of 2 bodies on engine per day. So we've been working diligently with the county to work on finally getting to a staffing model that will work. And this final fiscal year, we're able to get there to get to a point where we have 2 bodies on a fire engine. It has created, honestly, some tremendously fiscal challenges of getting there. We've been working diligently with the county. Chief Pimentel, who I really want to talk about and give some kudos to, has been coordinating with the CEO's office to ensure that we can get to where we need to be to provide the best service possible to the citizens of Merced County.
And I know that has come at a cost because I know that the supervisors have placed at least 3 of your stations on, I'm going to call it a hit list, and to shut down so that they can fiscally handle the requirements for the 2-0 staffing. Mm-hmm. And I know that the county's trying to get at it, but what's that, I mean, as far as responses and so on, say if they do shut down these stations, what's going to be in store for you?
You know, it's fantastic question. I mean, the last thing any fire chief wants to do is shut down a fire station. I mean, if it was my dream, I would like a fire station on every corner of the county to help facilitate the best public service possible. But given the financial constraints and to be getting to that minimal staffing model that is required, it requires us to take a look at potentially impacting 3 fire stations. Yeah. And with those impacts to those 3 fire stations, it does create an increase within the response times to get to those areas. So we're doing everything possible, looking at what we can do to help facilitate, coordinating with the county, coordinating with the community, see what we can do to help facilitate keeping those stations open for the future.
Well, let's hope that the citizens of this county realize how important it is, because it's not only going to impact fire, it impacts the sheriff's office, impacts the DA's office. So it's real crucial on that, but you know, the staffing challenges we're facing, and especially with you, I know that there's a lot of folks that are really concerned about the response times. Mm-hmm. And the stations that the county's considering on the closures are going to impact thousands of people. Tell the folks what they need to do to be prepared, as far as, you know, because it could be a little bit of time before a fire truck gets to wherever it's needed, and give some tips about what they might need as their first aid kit. I mean, fire extinguishers, something to, because, you know, folks should be able to take care of themselves on some of this. So what's your recommendation?
100%. So first and foremost, if you have an emergency, especially a fire of that nature, the immediate thing you need to do is call 911 to get us on the road. Because if we do have some extended response times in certain areas, best thing to do is get us on the road. Secondly, Sheriff hit it. Make sure your fire extinguishers, if you have one, if not, you need to get one and have it at the house, especially if you have a small kitchen fire where you can use a fire extinguisher to help extinguish it is hugely important. And then your smoke detectors. Some of our biggest concerns across the board is not being alerted, especially at nighttime when people are sleeping, that those smoke detectors are up and running and in service. Batteries changed every 6 months. We're coming up on that time frame again as we get to time change, the fall back. Highly recommend using that time frame to switch out your batteries in your fire extinguishers, your smoke detectors. And as I start looking at that across the board, anything you do to prep your house further across the board, look at all your electrical wiring, look at your plugs. If you have concerns or something's not operating correctly, have someone come out and take a look at those. Anything we could do, prepare your house, your property, to prevent the minimal damage from fire or minimal starts of fire is what we're looking for.
Well, folks, I try and maintain this mantra is that you should be able to help take care of yourselves on a lot of these things, and that's why I'm so proactive in getting our community involved. And Chief, great advice. And folks, I hope you understand the plight that this county's in, and it affects CAL FIRE, it affects the Sheriff's Office, and but we're going to keep going. We'll keep plugging. Like I say, if he's the last fireman standing, I'm the last cop standing here. We'll be out there to help. But anyway, Chief, I appreciate your time, and let's get these folks prepared.
Sounds great. I look forward to it.
Thanks.
Thank you.